What's going on, guys? It is not Wednesday. I know normally you guys see this face on Wednesday, but it is not Wednesday. It is Monday, 5 o'clock. We're going a little early and earlier on the week because we have a special guest coming on. We were just waiting for him to come on, but I want to jump in a little early, and so we don't have Jessica and Darren saying that you guys are always late. Not today. I can't be. Got to be on time. So, welcome to the show, guys. It is the Geek Saga. I am your host, Eugene. My co-host is not being seen right now, but he is on. He is unfortunately stuck at the gate, and it really sucks. And yeah, so welcome, Jenny. Yes, I was able to get in on early granny hours, so you know, I'm really happy. So I'm glad you can join us on this one because this is a really special one. I'm really excited. I'm looking down at my phone to make sure that I don't miss anything because everything has been going good. All right, so far it's good. But you guys, this show is Two Salty Veterans, which again, my co-host is actually at work doing his thing. And so if you guys want to say hi to him, you can say hi to him. He'll see the comments and everything. He's actually being my guy in the chair, which is something we really need, but we don't have. But we will soon, if we get a lot of money and somebody to just do it. But whatever. Anyways, guys, we are coming to you on Facebook, YouTube, Twitch, and Instagram. We're hitting them all of them this time around. It's a special one. And guys, our guest is here. So I'm going to do the intro because we don't have a lot of time. So let's bring him in. Brian, give me 1 sec. I got to give you your intro to this show because that's how we do it here.
Who could that be? Let's see. This is how you answer a door in
Geek Saga.
Who is it? Come on!
Let us welcome to the show my guest. I'm like, seriously, I'm going to fanboy out right now because I want to get it out of the way, Brian. So the rest of the interview is going to go really well. But holy crap, welcome to the show. Welcome to the Geek Saga.
Honor to be here. Thank you for having me.
Oh, no, the honor's on this side because it's like I've watched pretty much all your shows, everything that you've done, like that's on your IMDb. I'm like, yeah, I've seen that. I'm like, holy crap. This is awesome. So, and of course, my favorite shows are The Toys That Made Us, the movies that made us, and Behind the Attractions, which was something that me and my daughter sat and actually watched, and it gave her the inspiration to want to become an Imagineer. So,
wow, great.
Yeah.
Oh,
so you're
happy.
Yeah, it was really cool to sit there, and she's like, I want to do that. And I'm like, all right, let's try to get you over to the Imagineers building and see if they'll give you a tour. And we actually got in there and got to do that.
That's great. Working on season 1 is the first and only time in my life I was like, oh, I could have done this and been just as happy as I am right now. I had never wanted to do anything but what I'm doing, but I've known the word Imagineer my whole life, of course, but I didn't get it. And then when I saw what they actually did, I'm like, listen, I want to go there and be with them. I don't know if they want me, but if they had, I would have enjoyed working there.
It's an amazing building. I mean, everything that we got to see and the people she met, they were great. And your show, I mean, it even inspired me to want to push harder to do what I'm doing. And again, I mean, I thank you for that because
thank you for watching.
So we're going to start off with, because again, finite amount of time. So how did you get started in doing what you're doing right now, being a producer, being a director and all that?
So the nitty-gritty official answer is I just like almost everybody, I started off as a production assistant, getting people coffee and paper clips and literally driving film canisters in my car to get developed. That's how old I am. So that's technically how I started. Even though I don't have a credit, and it drives me crazy that I don't. I was a production assistant on Castaway.
Oh,
So I always like to bring that up because it's not on IMDb. And it's one of the hardest jobs I've ever had, to put it mildly. But the real answer to your question is, and I feel like this is one of these career paths that's extremely common in Hollywood, but on the outside, most people don't understand how many leaders in Hollywood start on this path. And I also myself was not aware of it the day I got to LA. But I was a manager. I started off at a very small management company, less than 10 people, and then I worked my way up, and then I became a manager. And I only, for the most part, like 99.9%, I only represented comedians. And then as my clients got bigger and more money came in, I took that money and I started producing and financing my own stand-up specials. So at first for my clients, but then I started working with non-clients. And that's everything now is connected to that.
in which, again, it was looking through the IMDb, looking through, I mean, I was scouring the internet just to find anything about you so I can make sure that I'm like, I got to be right on because this is the big one for our show. But there was a lot of shows that you did do, a lot of comedy specials, and a lot of comedy specials that I've watched also and enjoyed. So it's really awesome to see that.
Thank you.
So now that you're doing all this, now I know it's got to be a great feeling to be able to do what you love, like day in and day out. But I'm sure there's still stuff that you yourself geek out on. Now, what is it that you geek out on?
Well, like anything in the world or specific to like pop culture stuff?
Let's start with pop culture.
I mean, anything Star Trek, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, Batman, like those are my like go-to things. I have a gigantic collection. About half of it is Star Wars and Star Trek. Those are my two biggest things. But to be completely honest with you, because I have been collecting those for so long, it is becoming harder and harder and harder to find things that I don't have that I want. So that's getting a little tough.
Wow.
Just over the last year, actually.
Really?
My Star Trek collection has got to be around 1,000 pieces. And my Star Wars collection is probably right behind that.
Wow.
So it's like I said, it's getting a little hard. And yeah, so I mean, those are the really. I mean, I haven't found like a new thing in a while. Though, I mean, my two newest things that I collect is, and these are very hard things to collect because they don't make a lot. I have become obsessed with Top Gun Maverick, and I'm not even a fan of the original at all.
What?
At all. I know that sounds crazy to people. Both parts, by the way. But I've seen the first one twice. The second time was like the week after Maverick came out.
Oh my gosh.
And I have conservatively, like if my wife were listening, she would accuse me of being a liar, but I am saying conservative. Bare minimum 50 times. Like,
Gosh.
it could be over 100. I've been on flights where it ended and I started over. Like, so I do have an okay Maverick collection. I would believe I have literally one of everything they've made, and I've been able to get some cool stuff from friends of mine at what do you call it, Skydance and Paramount. So yeah, that's kind of my newest thing, but it is very hard to collect because people don't make too much for it.
Yeah, I mean, there's no like collectibles. You got to go for the actual like replica stuff.
Yeah, but the thing that's going on now, directly connected to what you asked, and this problem of running out of stuff, is we are now making or trying to make the shit that I want. So like, this is public. We're making the Expanse figures.
Yeah.
So that's one of my favorite shows of all time. I don't know if you've seen it or not. It is absolutely like
It's a
top
great
5.
show. Yeah, it's
So
a great show.
we're making the figures.
Oh, that's awesome.
So that's cool. And then something else I can't talk about just yet, but we have a pitch on Wednesday to do something for one of my favorite IPs that exist that they've never done. So because of all the other stuff we're doing now, including the Expanse, we can now go to these huge studios and say, hey, what about this? And if they said yes, then I'm working again with something I love. I literally cannot believe we have anything to do with the Expanse.
That show was a really awesome show. Like I almost didn't want to watch the last episode of the last season because I'm like, what am I going to do? And so I literally drug it out for a couple of weeks, and I'm like, all right, I'm going to watch it.
By the way, I'll tell you something I don't tell too many people. The phenomenon you just described is why to this day I have not watched the last episode of Freaks and Geeks. I don't want to live in a world where I've seen everyone.
You know what? I was thinking I was the only one, but Brian, thank you for letting me know that there is somebody else out there that will not finish.
I won't finish it. Maybe on my deathbed. I'll be like, all right, it's time.
Watch all those shows that you didn't end and just like boom, boom, one at a time. You're like, all right. And then at the very last show, you're just like, all right, I'm good. Just go. But now your company, your toy company, Nikela, you created that. You started that because you wanted to create these IPs, correct?
Well, yeah. I mean, it's funny. I didn't go to business school. I've just read a lot of books and stuff, and and like anyone who has any success, I've been very lucky. So basically, like I said, I didn't go to business school. And I know people sometimes find this very hard to believe, but like, there's no like plan. Like I wasn't sitting there in 2017 saying, and by 2021, we need to be making our own toys. Like that absolutely didn't happen. What happened was we were doing pretty well with all the other stuff we were doing. And I met a guy named Michael. Michael, he knew a lot of people in the toy world, and he proposed working together. I'm speeding up the story, but this is a gross simplification of the truth. We decided to try and work together. And then like within a week of like us signing the paperwork, he brought in RoboForce. And I had always loved RoboForce from a design standpoint because it was so original. But I didn't know anything about it, but I saw immediately the potential for us using RoboForce as a vehicle to get into toys and cartoons. And so I always wanted to make toys. I always wanted to make cartoons, but I never had, like, to use a fancy word, the catalyst. I never had a catalyst to make it all happen. And then once RoboForce came in and we got it, it worked. Then we got Biker Mice. And then it all just kind of rolled from there.
Which definitely Biker Mice from Mars. Like I absolutely love that cartoon back in the day. And to this day, I'm like bummed that I never got the toys. And then I keep seeing you pushing out the previews of the toys, of bikes. I'm like, I got to start saving my money because my wife's like, you're not buying anything new. I was like, I will. I'll figure out a way. Even if I have to go on another deployment, I'm going to get those toys. But
Well,
so
I think you know somebody that can help you. No, don't go on another deployment for Mike from Mars.
unfortunately, that's how soldiers do it. We're like, we need a new house. All right, we'll find a deployment. We'll go get some money. Need a new car. That's how we do it. Also.
House. Do that for a house. Don't do that for biker buys.
Oh, but so recently I watched a Toy Store near you, the newest season. I actually went back and I had to binge watch all of it while I was sitting at work. I don't recommend doing that, but I still did it. And I binge watched that. Huh?
I hope your boss isn't watching.
He's actually my partner.
Oh, there you go. And that
He's
works out
watching. He knows. So, but that show was so awesome. Like every person that you interviewed, each store that you found, the characters in those stores were just amazing. Like it got me to actually go out to, we were heroes to actually go meet Julio. So,
makes me so happy to hear that.
Oh yeah,
love those guys.
So I'm actually going to go out there tomorrow to go pick up some comic books that I picked up on one of their like live streams. So I'm really excited.
Great.
But we're also going to collaborate and have them on the show soon.
Great.
But
tell them I say hello.
I definitely will. And yeah, there you go. My partner right there. I'm binge watching One Piece anime right now. So
nice.
He wanted to chime in. But have you ever, and this was something that's been on my mind after I watched the show, have you ever been to Frankincense?
Of course, a couple dozen times.
Really? Okay. Oh, yeah. I was like, is he going to put it up there? Has he gone to it? Because I was like, man, I should tell him, let's go walk through and buy stuff because it's.
I gotta go. I haven't gone since COVID.
Oh, really? Have you? So you haven't been in the new building, or?
No, I've been in the new. Wait, is there a new one in the last 4 years?
I'm trying to think of when they moved over to. It used to be a Sam's Club.
No. Yeah. No, I've been going to the new one.
Okay, that's
about
a great
10 years.
place.
Maybe no more than that. About 15 years.
They've got so many great toys there. I'm like, I wish I could buy it. It's like walking through like my childhood bedroom, just looking at all those toys.
Pretty much, yeah. No, I gotta go. Maybe I'll go over MLK weekend. Yeah, I haven't gone in a while.
Oh man, yeah, you got to get out there. So, what is on the horizon for you next? What besides, saying that you've got the expansion, anything that you can talk about right now while we got you on?
I mean, as it relates to toys, we got Moo Mesa Wave 1 coming.
Saw that.
We got the motorcycles for Biker Mice from Mars. Those are coming. We got Sectors Wave 2, maybe a couple bugs. What else we got coming? I'm trying to picture in my brain. What have I been seeing? Oh, RoboForce Wave 2 and 3.
Nice.
Yeah, and then we are hopefully going to lock down at least one more brand this year. At least one, hopefully. But we're getting pretty close on a good one, I hope.
Nice. Now, how about on the film side of things? What do you got going on?
We have 4 more seasons of Icons on Earth this year. So season 6, 7, and 8 are all coming out this year. Nice. About 2.5 months. Let's see. We got Toy Store Near You 7 that's coming. We got 2 shows coming on the CW that unfortunately I cannot talk about yet. We're doing a cool show at Amazon I can't talk about. Cool show at HBO I can't talk about. That's why I'm not always the best interview. There's a lot of shit I can't talk about yet. And we actually just started pre-production on 2 shows this week, or today, I mean. Nice. So it's full speed ahead, to put it mildly.
So my partner's asking, outside of geekdom, what is it that you kind of geek out on? You want to find out.
So I mean, I'm a huge history buff. So I mean, it really is almost anything connected to history. I'm more interested like 1900 until today. That's kind of my sweet spot. Maybe even 1850s until today. So like I'm not a huge like Greek mythology guy or anything. But I'm very into World War II, World War One, the Civil War, the American Revolution. You know, it's funny. I was just in Europe for the holidays, and in the middle of a blizzard, I dragged my wife and 3 kids into the middle of nowhere in Slovakia to see some World War II bunkers. Did I mention it was in the middle of a museum? And I mean, we were using like our phones for like GPS, like Google Maps and stuff. There was like no path. So that's the kind of stuff I geek out to. I'm also really interested in like technological history. So like I'm very interested in like the history of video game systems, not just the game itself, but like the systems. I'm interested in computers and all that stuff. So really anything with technology, anything space related. Like a friend of mine hooked me up with a tour of JPL about a month ago. So like I like hardware. You know, I'm not really a beach guy, but I like seeing how things work and how they're built and how, you know, the way they're made.
Yeah, well, up at the base that we work at, we actually have a museum there that gives the history, because you mentioned World War II. It gives the actual history of the base, which was formed during World War II as a basic training place to come to.
What base are you at?
Camp Roberts. We're right up the 101. If you go straight up the 101 and go past San Luis Obispo, we're in the middle of nowhere.
I think I've been there.
If you've been there in the last 7 years, then you probably saw a really grumpy looking soldier at the gate, really mad about everybody, and that was me.
I just Googled it. I'm not sure if I've been there.
It's actually a pretty decent museum that they've put together. The people that run it and are all volunteers. They're all really great. And I mean, by all means, if you want to come up, you let us know. We will take you over there and we'll give you a full tour.
Yeah, I might take you up on that. Yeah, I haven't. I don't think I have been there.
Yeah, we have the barrel from the tank, from Fury, the actual tank.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they have the barrel there, and it's still written on there, Fury. So
I've now completely lost you. Oh, there you are. Okay.
Yeah. So, Brian, I know we're coming towards the end of our time, and actually, no, we still got 10 minutes.
We got 8 minutes. We're good.
Eight minutes. We're good. All right, cool. So, sorry, I just lost my train of thought.
That's all right.
So, what was the last, like, I know you said Maverick was like what you've been collecting. What was the last thing that you actually purchased as part of your collection of just?
Well, as I was saying, I was in Eastern Europe for the holidays.
Yeah.
Very hard to find toy stores in the countries or the cities I was in. So in one of the most unusual trips I've ever taken as it relates to buying stuff for my collection, all I got, this is so random, but I do have a huge car collection in my collection, probably a couple hundred cars. They're not really all cars, it's vehicles. And I got some really interesting, it was kind of like the Soviet Union's version of Ford, the Soviet Union's version of Toyota. So like all these cars that I'd never heard of, made by companies I've never heard of. It was like the Soviet Union Eastern Bloc's version of Hot Wheels and Matchbox. I got like 5 or 6 vintage versions of cars like that.
That's pretty crazy.
This was not the trip to get G.I. Joe figures. I learned while in country.
So and I followed you. I was following you on your Instagram, and not to sound all stalkerish, but I've been following.
What's the point of it?
Exactly. I mean, I'm like, I got to make sure that he knows I'm here. I kept sending stuff, and it is something that we are like, obviously we're huge geeks. We love everything that you're putting out. Like I said, I mean, you inspired my daughter, inspired me just to push more and want to do more, aside from just being in the military. That's, if I could today walk away and go do what you're doing, I would do it in a heartbeat, because that's what I want to do. I love doing production.
As I think I told you when we were DMing, like my real only life regret is that I didn't serve. So in many ways, you're doing what I wish I was doing or had done.
Well, you dodged a bullet. That's all I got to say.
Everybody always tells me that. Everybody tells me that. And we do, a fair amount of stuff with the USO and, but I don't know, man. I think I would have loved it. Though I will say this, for the first time ever, I did do something where I'm very glad I was not in the military. It's the first time this has ever happened, like ever. I did a USO tour in Iraq for 2 weeks. I wish it had been a month. I went to a deployed carrier 2 years ago, spent the night there. I wish I was there for a month. But last year, like about 3 months ago, I did something where I'm like, this was not for me. And my God, that is submarines. Holy moly. Yeah, we went out in a Los Angeles class, dove down to like 600 feet and everything. And I'm like, I am glad this is less than 6 hours.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, I think I have like undiagnosed claustrophobia. I'm like, this is crazy.
Yeah.
And I didn't feel like that on the carrier. I've been on a couple of Aegis class while deployed. Felt great. Loved every second of it. But oh my God, was that sub tiny.
And David was just saying that sub people are definitely a different breed.
And they need to be.
Yeah.
That is not a job for most people.
Like the most submarine that I can handle would be Disneyland. And there's one of our partners from Distance Stream saying, Disneyland, submarine, about it. I can handle that. Forget it.
Yeah, I'll be fine never getting on another sub. But I would get on another carrier tomorrow.
I wish I can get on one of those. I have not had a chance to do that. But one last question for you. And this is one from one of our buddies up at Distance Nerding, which they've actually reached out to you also. But what is it like working with the big names in the industry? Zac Efron, Kevin Hart, The Rock, which huge fan of The Rock. I've got his shirts and everything. So what is it like?
If I were to ask you, what's it like working with your squad? If I had to guess, you would tell me, I like some guys. I don't like some other guys. Some guys are cool. Some guys are not cool. And it's the same thing with celebrities. Like I'll talk about The Rock for a second. What you think of The Rock, that's who he is.
Wow.
So like when I'm alone with him, and I don't think I've ever been alone with him. When I'm with him and there's less than 5 people around, it's who you see on Instagram. It's who you see. He's exactly like you would think. There are other celebrities I've worked with who could not, and it's actually impressive, could not be more different than who you think they are. Like there is one guy I work with, one of the most famous people alive. He is the greatest actor who ever lived. Because the person you think he is not who he is. And he's aware of it. Like he knows it. So the minute the camera's off, it's back to this kind of weird, grumpy dude. The minute the camera's on, he's great. So they're all different.
That's cool. Yeah, I've met a couple of celebrities because I used to work at a paintball field of all things, and I actually got to hang out with them as a private party, and nothing like what you see on the TV. I was just like, wow. But they were really, really cool people. Robin Williams was one of them, and he was such a nice guy. Very quiet, very, calm and everything, not like what you see where he's all spasmatic, but super cool guy. So, all right. So sounds like I am the grumpy guy at the base. All right, guys, thank you for telling Brian Volk-Weiss all about how I am on post. So,
I
but
find
Brian,
that hard to believe.
what was that?
I find that hard to believe.
No, it's pretty spot on. But it's having to be a different type of person
I get it.
in that position. So, but I am nice. I really am. I like people. Sometimes, maybe on days that don't end with Y. But Brian, okay. Oh my God, this guy. So I know we're at that moment and we're gonna let you go, but I definitely would love to hear you, whatever you want to plug right now, send it out there so we can hear. This is what happens when you work somewhere that shouldn't. So loud noise, good way to distract everything.
For what it's worth, I didn't hear anything.
You didn't hear it? Okay, great. This microphone I'm using is amazing. But yeah, if anything you want to plug right now, by all means, the floor is yours.
Toy Store Near You season 6 just came out, as you know, and most of the money goes to the stores. So please watch it. That'd be great. And we have I think, at least 7 shows premiering this year. Icons on Earth, 4 more seasons on Vice, and then all the other stuff I can't talk about. Classified.
Soon. And we would seriously love to have you back on, Brian. And
very kind.
If you need anything, if you want shout outs or whatever, by all means, we are here. You can use us. If you want to come up to Camp Roberts, check out the museum, let me know, and we will give you a tour of the place. We will even take you out probably in places that people shouldn't be going, but we'll take you there anyways because it'd be cool.
That's how you get me there.
So we can do something. We'll work something out. And if you're coming over to Frankincense, shoot, let me know. I'll go over there too. I'll be like, what's up? But
that sounds great.
All right, Brian, then I will let you go. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Oh,
thanks. Seriously, no bullshit. Thank you for what you do very much. You guys don't get enough credit now more than ever. So thank you.
It's just a job. We signed a paper. We weren't that smart.
Brain surgery is easy if you know how to do that. Do it.
That's true. But thank you. Really, thank you so much, Brian, for that.
Thank you.
All right, sir. Then I'm going to actually let you go, and we will talk soon.
All right. Take it easy, guys. Bye.
Good night. Oh, I'm still live, huh? So, guys, that was Brian Volk-Weiss, and I don't have an extra. I really don't have something to exit us out of those. I got to work on something for that. But holy crap, that was so cool. Seriously cool. That was a great interview, and I had nothing to do with that. That was all Brian, and except for finding out that I am inside my garage. Yeah, it was fun. I'm literally now starting to come down off of this. I'm glad I didn't have a ghost because I probably would have been like even more all over the place. But yeah, but we are going to stay. We're not done yet. We are definitely not done with this. Cool that he's a military. That is actually pretty awesome. So by all means, we will hook him up with the opportunity to come see Camp Roberts, even though there's not. I mean, it's Camp Roberts. Well, to us, it's just like, oh, whatever. It's Camp Roberts. But they do have a lot of cool things out there for people to see. So if you guys are out there, if you have never been up to Camp Roberts, except for obviously Darren and Jessica, you guys live up there. By all means, come up there. You'll be able to see myself. You'll be able to see David. The museums there. Tons of would have been better if you wore. Why would I wear a distance nerding shirt on my show? I'm wearing my freaking, look at this. This is one of my favorite movies, The Monster Squad. Love this movie. But yeah, I mean, it's a really cool museum that they got up there. They curated a lot. Wolfman has nards. I might actually go watch that tonight because I love that movie. But seriously, I was shaking the whole time during this interview because I'm like, I don't want to mess this up. And Brian, coolest dude ever. I'm really excited. But all right, guys, let's move on. How do you move on from a great interview like that? What do you mean? Well, I don't have anything that has to do with Brian Volk-Weiss. I don't have any of his I probably should work on get some shirts, but who knows? But the Monster Squad, come on. How do you not know what the Monster Squad is? James, I'm about to fire you. What questions did you not get to ask? Honestly, I can't. I mean, I think I pretty much asked. I asked all those. We need to get like him. We definitely have to. We have to get our own stuff made, like create our own toys. Imagine a little Eugene figure and a little David figure. That'd be littler, but straight 3 3/4, and his would be like 2. Anyways, guys, all right. We're going to be moving on to the next thing, which obviously is going to be, yeah, I know you guys got him coming on to your show next month. I think Philippe. The other thing is, I'm glad that I held that cough in. Holy crap, I've been holding it in the whole time. But I think it bugged Philippe a little bit that we went in there and kind of snaked him first. So, but it's cool. I'll come on to your guys' show and I'll, straight chat it up. Anyways, all right, guys. So we're moving on to the next thing. We are still not done with our show because we still have a full show that we're going to do. So moving on to the next thing. And Jessica, yes. Darren, yes. If you guys are wearing your headphones, I still haven't fixed it, but. And I wasn't ready for it, even though I had. Gosh, I wasn't. I was so I prepped everything. I got everything going. I was really excited to get Brian on. And then I was all like, all right, we're still going to do the rest of the show. So I've got to make sure that I download, obviously, This Week in Geek History. But since I have you guys on here and we're waiting for it to actually come up, I'm going to tell you guys that This Week in Geek History, this is something that we do that it's things that, like I said, happened this week during Geek History, whether it's film, cartoons, movies, cartoons, shows, or even they put up music on there. And I wanted to talk about last week how Journey's song Separate Ways came out last week, but David said no. I was like, you heathen. Seriously. But I actually ran some good internet out to my garage. I don't have a studio. I don't have a really cool office.
Bro, you're a liar.
Oh, look who's on. What am I lying about?
You're a liar. I did not say no. Anything that we geek out on should be on our show.
Wait, know about what?
About the freaking Journey song, you liar.
I said, and you're like, no.
I did not.
You did too, so don't even.
Take a cough drop.
I need one. I left them inside. I had one, and it lasted this long. So, this week in Geek History, we have Leprechaun, premiered in 1993. And if you guys don't know Leprechaun, this had freaking Wicked playing the Leprechaun. Dionne Warwick. I can't remember his name. I feel bad. But it was Warwick. Warwick's his last name, right? Come on, guys. Help me out here. What's his first name? No, you guys know. Oh, shoot. There we go. Man, all kinds of stuff.
Warwick Davis.
There we go. Warwick Davis. At least, hey, I got the first name right. Warwick. Just couldn't remember the last name. Sorry. But Leprechaun was he was on a murderous rampage, seeking revenge for a stolen pot of gold. You got my pot of gold. That was my impression. Thank you. Good night. But this was also the debut of Jennifer Aniston. It was her film debut of all things. What? Say it.
He was looking for his shilling.
It was still part of his. It was his part of his pot of gold, wasn't it? Come on.
All right, I'm gonna stay on, but I'm not gonna have a face because I'm not gonna be on here on uniform.
That's fine. But this movie was great. I really loved the first one. The second one was okay. The one that I actually loved the most, which was the stupidest, was Leprechaun in the Hood.
I was gonna say Leprechaun in the Hood. I know it.
That was the best one. By far, the best one. Seeing him drive around with freaking Lokes on and rolling in his Power Wheel, that was my thing. I was like loving it. But look at that. Look at that picture right there of Jennifer Aniston. Look how young she was. Now she's really old.
Dude, that picture reminds me of like seeing Courtney Cox in Masters of the Universe.
Oh my God. Or even seeing Courtney Cox in the Bruce Springsteen video.
Yeah, or seeing Connolly in freaking Labyrinth. Like their faces are so different.
So different. But still, yeah. Pretty hot. Not gonna lie. But moving on, guys. We're gonna hit the next one, which is going to be Third Rock from the Sun. I love this show. I still to this day watch this show whenever I'm bored, I got nothing better to do. But it's premiered in 1996. If you guys don't know Third Rock from the Sun, shame on you. But it was about a group of aliens that landed on Earth posing as humans to study the behavior of humans. Freaking hilarious, right? Am I wrong?
I didn't like it.
Oh, wow. Killing me here. It was a great show.
Dude.
Huh?
I thought it was weird. The dad freaked me out because he always has. He just talks in a weird cadence. I don't know. It's just never. It wasn't my. And then the dude right there with that orange shirt.
Yeah.
I just wanted to punch
him.
I wanted to punch him.
John Lithgow, who was in Buckaroo Banzai, was awesome. He was awesome in this show too. So
I don't hate everything he's ever done. I just didn't like the show.
Well, a lot of people didn't hate this show because it was nominated for over 30 Emmys. It won 8, including Outstanding Series in 1997. So after the first year, it actually hit big. And they went for, I think it was 8 seasons.
That's not a very good percentage, bro. 8 out of 30. It's pretty low.
Well, I mean, that was over time. It wasn't just like, that straight there. But in 97, they won. My Wild Bill Cup. It's actually really cool. Moving on. Dude, I'm like still like trying to come down off that high of actually interviewing Brian. Okay. Moving on to Shameless, premiered in 2011. I love this show. Have you seen this show?
I did not. I saw a couple episodes and I was over it, so I got off. Jumped off the bandwagon same day I got on it.
Oh, dude, it's one of those shows that when you watch it, you're like, my family isn't that bad. All right, I'm okay with my family. Because this family was horrible. Like, holy crap. Oh my God, what's his name? Homeboy right there. I just drew a black. I drew a blank on his name. Crap. Well, it had a lot of great actors in it. And also, this wasn't like the first time that the show came out. It's actually a British show. And if you guys don't know about it, it's about an alcoholic father and his 6 misfit children, but it's based on a British series, which the British series was really hard to understand. And I watched freaking Downton Abbey, which that just revealed a little bit more about me than I should have said. But I could understand them. I couldn't understand them on Shameless.
Dude,
The
have you
British-
seen, speaking of British shows, have you ever gone back and watched an old show? It's called Are You Being Served? It was like an old sitcom style show, and it followed these people who worked in like a retail store, like a JC Penney in England, and like it's hilarious, dude. Straight up, like, yeah, it's called Are You Being Served?
Okay. Where can we find it?
I don't know, dude. I'll have to find it for you.
I'll look it up.
I'm kind of working. I can't look it up and work at the same time.
All right. Well, anyways, Joan Cusack received an Emmy Award nomination in 2011 for her guest starring role as Sheila Jackson, which, dude, she was nuts in that show. She was funny. She was hilarious. A lot of things that she's in is she's hilarious. So, yeah. There you go. Shameless. What else we got? We got one more, I think. Yes, we got two more. Bob's Burger premiered in 2011. This was another show. Bob's Burger? Yes? No? I think I lost him. I think he's dealing with somebody. It's about a dysfunctional family navigating the challenges of running a burger restaurant. So there you go. There's a synopsis of Bob's Burger. It's freaking hilarious. We are a Bob's Burger family here. We do watch it quite a bit. I put it on just whenever I feel like it, because it's just something that's funny that even though I've seen the show multiple times, it's still a great show to watch. So the show won its first Emmy Award in 2014 for Outstanding Animated Program, and in 2017 it won its second Emmy for the same category. It's a great show. There's a lot of things that people watch, and there's memes that pop off this thing. There's sayings that people still use. It's great. Yeah.
Not that good.
It is. It's a great show. So, anyways, all right. That is going to probably do it for. It's still going on. They have not ended the show yet. It's a great show. But that is it for this week in Geek History. So, you guys, we just showed you several things, from a leprechaun that is going out there creating havoc throughout, extraterrestrials, antics, family dynamics, and these entireties offer a delightful mix of fantasy, comedy, and drama. I actually read that ahead of time, so I wouldn't mess that up. I'm so proud of myself. But that is This Week in Geek History, guys, and we're moving on, and we're going to do this. And we are back. So, guys, since I didn't do this at the very beginning because I wanted to get Brian on here because we really didn't have a lot of time. Even though 30 minutes seemed like quite a long time. Did it feel rushed? I'm just asking David. I don't think it was rushed. I felt good. Like I said, I was just nervous.
I didn't think it felt rushed, man. It sounded pretty good.
And I was glad that, like I said, I was able to hold the cough the whole time, because that would have sucked if I was coughing every few minutes. But my cough drop is wearing off, and I think the Dayquil's wearing off. So, anyways, guys, it's time for some geek news. It's coming up. All right, so we're starting off with a Battlestar Galactica update. So, Sam, Ishmael's good enough? Battlestar Galactica reboot moving forward with a new showrunner. So I didn't even know that they were making another Battlestar Galactica show. Did you?
Will this be the third iteration?
So they had the original Battlestar. Then they had Battlestar 1999. It was literally called 1999, and it was stupid. Didn't last very long. And then there was the Battlestar Galactica that came out in 2000.
The James Olmos one, right?
Huh?
You're doing math, but we got the answer right here. Fourth.
Well, I'm still trying to think of all the iterations. So it was this Battlestar Galactica.
Edward James Olmos, right? Was the third.
Yes, that was the third iteration, and then they did a like kind of a prequel, which was Caprica, which was not all that great. I thought it was actually horrible. And now they're coming out with another iteration, which so it's actually going to be on Peacock. They've greenlit it. Simmons actually is Derek Simmons as a key figure in the project. So the whole thing is that they don't want to technically reboot in a sense. They're going to keep it within the same realm of what we got in the last Battlestar. So it's still in that world, but it's going to be I'm trying to think of best way to it's just going to be kind of like another side, like we've now pivoted to a different side of Battlestar and seen new characters. But again, it's still in that same realm, same world. I don't know how I feel about this. And I know you've never watched it, so.
Nope. Actually, I remember seeing the OG Battlestar like reruns. Maybe, I think I was like 6, 7. And then I heard Almost was going to be in the remake. I went back and tried to watch it, and I'm not going to lie to you, I hate sci-fi movies. Like, they're worse than the B-rated Tubi movies that you watch here at work. Yeah, so I always fall off of them. But yeah, I'm not a huge. I can't say that I'm a huge fan.
Well, I was a huge fan. I absolutely loved the show. Loved, even though I was like, because right there, if you see it, it's Lauren Green in the middle, David Hatch. Is it David Hatch? Brian Hatch, and then Dirk Benedict. So you've got Apollo, you've got his dad, and you've got Starbuck. And when they came out and it was Katie Sackhoff who was Starbuck, I was like, what's this? That's not my Starbuck. That's not what I was expecting. But it actually turned out pretty good. So I actually enjoyed the show. I just didn't like Caprica. So yeah, they're going to be coming out with a new iteration and moving forward. And they've got a new showrunner, which not only is Sam Esmail's, the showrunner, but he is also the writer and a producer. So he's actually going to be playing multiple roles in the show, and we'll see what happens. I mean, I don't know. Every time I hear a reboot, I'm just like, I'm done. I don't want to deal with that. So moving on. This is more of a Lego thing. It should have been in the toy review, but I was like, you know what? I'll throw it in here. Lego reveals its X-Men 97 X-Jet set. And if you guys notice in the background on this side, I got a couple of my Legos. I got my Slave One, my Boba, and then my Luke Skywalker helmet. Got a ton more, but this looks really cool. Have you seen a picture of this thing?
It's actually called Boba Fett ship now. Okay, it's not Slave One anymore.
Excuse me.
Trying to get us canceled.
I will forever call it Slave One because that's what it was called, and that's what it was called on my box when I got it. So
yeah, I still have one at the house that says Slave One on it too. So
yeah, so it's Slave One. Come on, guys, it's just a name. It wasn't meaning that he was out there picking up slaves and all this other stuff. Anyways, all you people that try to cancel things, come on. But this is definitely a nostalgic adventure in bricks. this. I mean, look at that thing. It actually looks really cool.
It looks really close to what came out in the series, and
Yeah.
I don't know. It gives me hope that this series is going to be a direct like expansion of that OG X-Men series.
Well, I'm definitely going to. Yeah. I don't have the box anymore, so you can't get me on that. It's out. It's actually based. Yeah, it is based off of the animated series. It's going to have 359 pieces, which isn't very many pieces if you guys are Lego builders. It's not very many pieces. It's actually kind of a small set. It's going to be over 3 inches high, 11 inches long, 10 inches wide. And it's also got
that sounds huge.
Huh? Did you say 3 inches? It's huge?
I said 3 inches. That sounds huge.
It's just in your hands. That is actually pretty big. Now I'm ashamed. But it's actually going to be a pretty good size one. It comes with a couple figures, as you can see there. It's got Magneto, Wolverine, Cyclops. It's got a couple things that it shoots out. Let's see. It's got a twin cockpit accommodating 4 figures, a stud shooter on both sides, and spring shooter wings, or spring shooters beneath the wings. So underneath the wings, it's going to shoot out rockets. On the side, it's going to shoot out studs. Yeah, it's got a lot of crazy things for it. But now the price. Take a wild guess how much this 359 piece set is going to be. Anybody? Well, for those of you guys out there, if you guys know, Legos are not cheap. Like this vehicle that's over here in the corner, which you can't really see it. No, you can't see it. All right, yeah, you can see it. Yeah, right there. This was, I believe, over $100 for that one. And then the helmets are about $70. James, $79. You're pretty close. We're talking about $85. Do I want to spend the $85 for something that's going to take me maybe about an hour and a half to build? But on the nostalgia side, do I really want the X-Jet? Maybe. So there you go, guys. That set's coming out from Lego. Next, we have, Gerard Butler is set to reprise his role in the live-action How to Train Your Dragon movie. This, if you guys did not know, Hiccup's father, the chief of the village, was actually voiced by Gerard Butler. Now, he is a lot older. He is a little bit bigger.
That's exciting.
I'm actually excited about this. You're not excited about this? Hold on. Let me get down to my story. Stalky the Bass in the Universal Pictures live-action adaptation of DreamWorks animation, How to Train Your Dragon. I'm actually kind of excited about this. It should be kind of cool to see him playing his part from the cartoon, which I love the cartoon.
I just want to know who's going to play Hiccup.
I could tell you that.
Because there's an awkwardness to the kid who does the voice of Hiccup, who's actually not a kid. He's a freaking 30-year-old dude. Yeah. But there's an awkwardness that he brings to it, and I really hope that they continue that, because it's what makes Hiccup so cool.
I'll tell you who's actually playing Hiccup. Mason Thames. No, it wasn't Michael Cera that played Hiccup. It was actually, I can tell you right now.
Oh, dude, I had his name just a couple minutes ago. He's the same guy from Sorcerer's Apprentice.
And he's the same guy from This Is the End.
Yes.
Jay Baruchel.
Jay Baruchel.
Yeah, Jay Baruchel. Which, yeah, he has that awkwardness in his voice. And when he does act, you see that awkwardness come out too, which he made a great Hiccup. But now
Yeah.
you're talking about Mason Thames, which I don't know who he is. He's probably some kid because
Obviously.
they want somebody young.
I think Hiccup's like 13 at the time of the movie, the first one.
Yeah. He was the kid in Black Phone, if you saw that, which I started to watch it, but I was like, I'm going to do without this.
Never seen it.
He's currently on For All Mankind.
Never seen
So,
it.
I mean, we'll see. We'll see how it goes. And then they announced that Astrid will be played by Nico Parker. Another one I'm like,
I don't know who that is.
I don't either. New kids. You had Brian Volk-Weiss on your show. Wow. Yeah. We did. I don't know what is he all that's like 2 degrees away from The Rock. I know. Is it just now hitting you? Because it hit me a long time ago and I'm still trying to come off that high of that. But so yeah, he's going to be coming on. The director is actually producer Mark Platt, known for Legally Blonde and Wicked. Yeah, I'm not digging on this, but it's gonna be. I mean, it's basically taking part 1 of the movies and turning it into live action. We'll just see how that happens because Disney live action remakes have not done well at all.
Well, hopefully they just stick to the story of one, don't try to add extra elements and don't take away from it. You know what I mean? It was obviously a successful movie, so just keep the pacing.
Yeah. And we're expecting this to come out June 13th, 2025. So we'll see. Again, Disney has a track record of failing, so let's see what DreamWorks can do now with a very popular what do you call it? Franchise? So finally, is it finally? Yes. Finally, we're ending this with Rosario Dawson says there have been no talks regarding Ahsoka season 2. What do you think about this, David?
Well, I say that's fine because I haven't finished season 1 yet, so no spoilers.
Yeah, I mean, it was a great show. It was fun to see a lot of what we saw in that show. I wasn't too keen on who they picked to play Sabine, and that she was, force sensitive, but it is what it is. Saying that,
I didn't mind the force sensitive thing because it kind of gave you an idea of what happened after the series ended. Kind of gave you a little like peek into the in between time.
Yeah.
I thought she was a good actress.
She was all right.
I didn't care about the emo Billie Eilish girl playing the Sith girl.
Yeah, she was just a little bit too emo. I was just like, man, she's always like.
I guess emo's not the word, but she looked like great value Billie Eilish, and I didn't like that.
Yeah, well, I mean, again, she had that look like this. But I'm like, oh, whatever. All right, I'm over you. But there was talks prior to the strike that season 2 had been greenlit, and then the strike hit, and that was one of the projects that, again, they continue to say, look, we're just pushing it back. Now there's no talks.
I mean, it's also a Disney property. They don't like us talking about stuff in between.
I guess. I mean, I would think that they want to, push to get this thing out there and fuel those flames of the fans that, have been, excited about the show and still are excited. And Greg, go away. Do not ever do that again. Oh my God. Promotions. Anyways, that is it. That will do it for. Yeah, Greg, you are bothering us. All right, guys. Well, I mean that's pretty much everything for tonight, which we did pretty good on time. I just gotta get inside and eat, and because I was again, David, I was nervous, man. I seriously was nervous about this one. So, but like you always say, yeah, they're just people. I know they're just people, but it's a huge thing. Even when I went to a toy store, not a toy store, but the show, when I watched a toy store near you, and I went over to Heroes for a Day, which if you guys have not watched the show, watch the toy store near you. There are 6 seasons. They're really quick. You can go through them if you haven't. You can binge watch them all seasons. A lot of great toy stores, and I got to go over to We Can Be Heroes, which is out in Chatsworth. They have a new location. I want to definitely give a shout out to Julio and the guys over there, and Donald, because that was the first guy I met when I got there. Great store, great guys. They always do a live stream on Instagram selling comics and auctioning off comics. It's really cool. And I actually, David, I picked up the whole run of The Last Ronin.
Damn you.
But it's the reprint, but they gave me a really good deal on it because it was on their show. So I picked them up. So I got to go pick them up tomorrow.
I'm more excited about these Biker Mice from Mars deals.
Oh my God, dude. When he said, oh, you kind of know, it's like, my heart
I like that he was like, don't go on another deployment. And I was like, bro, you are not going on a deployment.
No, I'm not.
You can barely handle coming to work every day, much less going on another deployment.
Yeah, I'm not going anywhere anytime soon. But yeah, so go check them out. Check out the show. Every show that Brian Volk-Weiss has done, check them out. Toys we grew up, or the toys that made us, the movies that made us. And I was really serious about when I told him that my daughter watched the show with me behind the attractions, which was stories about how these rides were made over at Disneyland, and it kind of really it sparked something in her. And then we ended up going over to the Imagineers and going into the building, getting a tour, which was really cool. But he's got a lot of great things coming up. Nikela Toys, check out their website for all the toys that they sell. A lot of really cool toys that they have, a lot of cool properties. Yeah, I think for Brian, that's it. No, what? I can't see it.
Steel Toys.
Nasil. Sorry. Nasil. Come on.
You would have think Brian would have told us how to pronounce it correctly. You said it wrong like twice.
Did I say I was trying not to say the company because I was like, I don't know how to properly pronounce it.
You said it wrong once at the beginning, but I don't think he caught it.
Okay. Well, I feel bad because it was actually the name of the company was based off of something in Star Trek. That's how they got the name. So, so yeah. But check him out. Check out all his Instagrams. It's going to be Toy Nasil and at Nasil Company, and of course at Brian Volk-Weiss on Instagram. And then as for us, you guys can catch us on Instagram, TikTok, Twitch, Facebook, YouTube, all those great places, all at the Geek Saga. And we're going to have this interview up. Once we're done, it'll be up within an hour. Then I'll actually cut it down and put it back up again. So you guys don't have to get all of the stuff, but you'll be able to get that interview with Brian. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much it, man. It was a crazy day. I was trying to get show off some of my collection, which this is nothing compared to if you watch the toys or the toy store near you, he's standing in his collectible room at his house and it trumps this. It's insane how many, when he says he has 1,000 pieces of each collection, he has 1,000 pieces. It's crazy. So I'm really excited to, if I get a chance to actually hang out with him. We get to hang out with him. Trying to think of anything else. Guys, if you have any ideas for stories or anything like that, or you want to be a guest on the show, by all means, hit us up at thegeeksaga at Gmail, thegeeksaga20@gmail.com. We'll look at your stuff. And if you have like a show that you want to promote, like an actual, either it's a pop-up show or a Comic-Con that you want to promote, by all means, let us know about it. We'll look it over, and we'll try to get it up on our Instagram and all our other social media platforms. We are going to, and just so James hears it from my little mouth, we are going to go up to Gen State, whether it's both of us or just me. We are going to make it up there. His wife is Filipino. Shout out. Yeah, his wife is Filipino, and you won't catch me at the guard shack until I got one more day. And I'm going to take tomorrow and just completely decompress, because today was a stressful day leading up to this. But David, you got anything?
Yeah, I mean, as always, check out Project Wish Upon a Star. Go support them in any way that you can. Darren, he's always trying to help us out. He's good friends with our guys at Distance Nerding. Anything you can do for them is a win. The kids enjoy it. They enjoy it. They love what they do. As always, the link is in our Instagram profile. Go there if you feel like donating. If you have the means to donate, that would be greatly appreciated. Don't forget to find us on our coffee.
Also, Wild Bills. We want to give a shout out to Wild Bills.
The mics at Wild Bills and Carlton.
Yeah. And Carlton. What's up, Carlton? And
without Carlton, we wouldn't have made that connection.
No, seriously, dude. Like the coolest dude that you can meet. And without him, we would have not been able to. I wish we can get a hold of him to get him a shirt and stuff, because that was seriously cool. He didn't have to do that. But also, the Roosevelts, check out their website. Check out their shirts. They've got some new shirts that just dropped. They dropped a new line for the 100th anniversary of Disney. Mike over there at Roosevelt's, we're going to hit you up soon, because we definitely need a couple more of those button-ups. But he was gracious enough to get us a couple of shirts, and we had a lot of fun interviewing him. Super cool guy, super cool company. Check them out right now. This last weekend they were over in New Orleans at Fan Expo, which looks seriously cool. Also, Renegade Game Studios, check them out. They are an affiliate of ours, and their link is in our bio. Also, super cool games from deck building to RPGs. Check them out. A lot of licensed things: Transformers, Mighty Morphin Power Rangers, and My Little Pony and G.I. Joe. So, am I forgetting anything? I think that's it.
Also, did you mention Ulanzi?
Oh,
all of our lights, all of our stands,
God,
and Donner, because we got our mics and our podcasting kit from them.
Yeah, I don't know. Did you hear the stupid? What do you call it?
I caught a little bit of it. I don't think it translated to his side of it.
Okay, good. Yeah, but that's showing how great these mics are. Like, it's just catching my voice, and it's above me right now. And the stupid garage door was above me, and I had a feeling that was going to happen. I had such a feeling that was going to happen. I should have sent out a text to remind her, but it's cool.
You should have just ignored it. If you would have ignored it, nobody would have been the wiser.
I couldn't, because like, he said something as it started going up, and I couldn't even hear him. And I was like, and I thought you could hear it better. So
no, we just ended up with your goofy face.
Yeah, well, it is what it is. Yeah, Ulanzi for the lights that are actually, these lights that are coming on me here, and actually I'm using, which you can't see, on top of the LEDs that I have the lights in the bottom that are also giving the same color. They're these long lights that I actually use. So I thought, these will work good right now. They've got a lot of great stuff, from camera gear to lights, stands, and everything. Check them out. We have a link in our link tree for that. Also, we're an affiliate there. Donner, I got to put a link in our link tree for that. But that's it, guys. That'll do it for us here at the Geek Saga. And I guess I'm going to be taking us out since we can't see you.
That's right.
So, oh my god, you know what? I don't have that hook a brother up. Yeah, I like to get hooked up on that too, on anything. Shoot. But guys, as always, we'll be back here on Wednesday. I don't think this Wednesday. We might not. Keep an eye out on Instagram for what we might do this week, because since we just did a whole show, we might wait till next week. But check us out Wednesday, 7:30 Pacific Standard Time. I was so happy to see Punk Rock Jenny pop up on here. She was excited because we were actually doing this at non-grandma hours, because she goes to sleep at like 9 o'clock.
Well, after Matlock, it's nap time.
Well, she has her dinner at like 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So
Supper. She has supper.
she's cool. Stop. We're not going to do that. But all right, guys. As always, the saga continues. Catch you guys next week.